Here's a fairly easy way I made my own Shabbat key belt. Please note, I am not a particularly crafty person, so I think anyone can pull this off and do so with some items that are pretty easily purchased on Amazon. I'm also no expert Amazon shopper, so if people have any suggestions of how to improve on my method, either shopping wise or craft wise, please feel free to enter a comment on the YouTube video or to send me an email. Also, please note UTJ is a participant in the Amazon Associate Program. So if you use my method or you want to express your appreciation, please follow the link in the video description to the UTJ website, which links to some of the Amazon searches and products I use in this video. Note that purchases do not need to be of the specific item linked on our website for it to generate revenue for UTJ. The webpage also has a step-by-step list with screenshots of this process, which may be easier after you've watched the video once. Okay, let's get started. For starters, what we want is a removable belt buckle. The buckle area should have snaps or something else that you can open up the buckle. And I searched for removable belt buckle, and the webpage linked in the description has some other suggested searches, including if you want a belt with two keys, you can search for removable belt buckle double prong, and the double prong will prompt for some helpful belts in that regard. Next, you need something that you can use as a belt buckle that you can easily add and remove keys from, and that the keys will be securely attached. I used a carabiner with a screw lock. To find some options, you can search for something like rectangular carabiner. You will want to make sure that the carabiner is thin enough that your keys will fit onto the carabiner. And the keys that I've found the hole in the keys to go into a keychain are about half a centimeter or 0.197 inches in diameter. So any carabiner thinner than that should be fine. Also, you'll want a carabiner that is long enough to go around the belt that you're going to put it on, and wide enough so that the key can rest comfortably without like the top of the key getting in the way. So for instance, you don't want it to be like this where it kind of like ends up standing up. So you're going to want a carabiner that's probably about 1.5 inches by 1 inch, and again a thickness of less than half a centimeter. Once you have these materials in hand, please follow the following steps. First, open the belt and remove the belt buckle. If there is a loop that the belt goes into near the buckle and that loop is removable, make sure that you keep that around. Grab your carabiner and put your key or keys onto it. If you're setting this up for 2 keys, as you put the keys on the carabiner, make sure the teeth are pointing the same way. If the locking mechanism is too big for you to get the key over it, you can swing the key around from one side to the other. The next part is a little bit more difficult, and I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult than maybe it needs to be, just so I can go step by step and it will work for people who, like me, don't have great spatial reasoning. Insert the key or keys into the holes that the belt buckle's pins came out of. You want to insert them into the inside of the belt that goes near the body, and so it sticks out onto the side of the belt that's going to show. And the teeth of the keys should be pointed toward the end of the belt as you put them in. Pull the keys all the way through. Then thread the tip of the belt through the carabiner and snap it down, keeping the belt loop between the first and second snaps if the belt loop is movable. Finally, we'll have to do some cutting to allow the keys to fit through the belt. Start putting the belt on to identify the hole where you want the key to go through. Once you have identified the hole or holes you want to use, you will need to make the holes a bit wider for the key to fit in. The way I've done this is by forcing one side of the scissors through the hole until it starts cutting into the leather a little bit to make a little bit more of a hole. And you may not need to make the hole that much bigger. You can probably just like start it off and then force the key through to make the rest of the size of the hole. Okay, so that's really all we need, and the belt is ready to go. But I'll add one final pro tip, which is that when you're taking off the belt, rather than trying to pull the end of the belt back enough to get it past the keys, it may be easier to push the inside of the belt in a little bit, kind of making the belt a little bit tighter, which will make the keys stand up, and then it's easier to pull the belt off of the keys. So I hope you find this helpful. Again, go to the notes to find a link to a step-by-step guide and with links to purchase the materials that you need. Thanks.